Well, hello there, everyone. This is episode 10 of the podcast. Thank you so much. 10 episodes are up. Sorry if there's been a bit of a delay again. Yeah, it's just Thanksgiving. Canadian Thanksgiving was last weekend, and things got a little pushed behind, and yeah, a little bit crazy, but I'm still enjoying this. And we didn't have a ton of, we had all the Earthrise and Comic Con Transformers news drop, but there wasn't a ton of other stuff. I mean, I didn't put it in this part of the podcast, but because I'm not the biggest Unicron fan, but Unicron did get funded. It is a thing. It is happening. Everyone already knows that. That's in the scene. But if you don't know that, yeah, the Unicron, the biggest Transformer, technically Hasbro made. Yeah, it's the biggest Transformer out there, and it got 10,000 backers or whatever. So I didn't back it. If it was like a huge Triptychon, a huge Metroplex, a huge Omega Supreme or something, I probably would have got behind it. The planet mode, though, on the Unicron looks fantastic. I must say, I probably will be jealous when. I'm gonna be jealous when the Unicron actually does come out, and you see that planet mode. It's like I will I buy it from a different source and pay $1,000 for it? Maybe that might be the road I take. But I'm just not too big into it. It looks cool, though. I'm happy it happened. It's a big step for Transformers. It just shows that people want stuff like that. And yeah, I should have backed it, but a little, it's a little bit of money. It's not too bad. It's like maybe two masterpiece figures put together. So something around that price range. So it wasn't terrible. It's just, I don't know, just not feeling it right now. But yeah, I'll probably be feeling it as soon as I see people getting it. But glad it happened for the community. That's really awesome. Anyhow, yeah, Thanksgiving. We had Canadian Thanksgiving in October. Yes, that's a thing. Canadian Thanksgiving. It comes early, mate. They had my Canadian Thanksgiving. Oh, my cat, this whole podcast, man. He's howling because he wants attention and he doesn't like when I'm doing this. But, yeah, Canadian Thanksgiving, been working and, yeah, opening up some more Transformer stuff. And yeah, we're here on the 10th episode. So happy to get the 10th episode finally out. Sorry for the wait. And like I said, once things get moving again, I'll probably have this out on time. On the regular, because I'd like to still do this. This is the first 10 episodes. Of course, they're going to be a little rough, a little tedious. Shh, cat. They are off the cuff, so I'm going to make mistakes or say something maybe that people aren't feeling, and they that people aren't feeling, and then they unfollow or whatever. Because I noticed from my last podcast, some more serious topics I was talking about, people unfollowed. So I was like, it's just what it is. I mean, don't hate people because they have different opinions. I try to accept a lot of different people and opinions. I'm trans, and it's hard for me to accept certain things. And yeah, I try my hardest. It's like I've said before, if no one's getting hurt, then yeah, let's take it from there. But yeah, so the 10th episode, let's get all these episodes to 100 views. That would be pretty awesome. Like I said, if we get these videos to 100 views, I will be doing a giveaway, and I think we will definitely get these videos to 100 views. The last video, episode 9, has 115 views. But yeah, I'll leave the playlist at the end of this video so you can check it out. That'd be really awesome. It really helps me out. And yeah, we can go from there. Let me just check this. Episode 8 has 112 views. Episode 7 has 113 views. Episode 6 has 146 views, so that's really cool. Episode 5. So go give episode 5 a listen, everybody. Once again, check it out. Maybe you didn't watch it all. Maybe you just heard a little bit. Maybe you missed that one. Go check it out, because we're at 97 views for that video. And I'll just check the other ones quickly. So yeah, episode 5, like I said, 97 views. Episode 3 on here says 97 views. So they could be rolling over soon. Maybe they have the views on lock right now because they both have 97. So that is video 3 and video 5 need an extra watch if anyone can get out there and do that. Because video 2 has 106 views and episode, I'm calling video, episode 1 has 190 views, and I'm happy. Like I said, if I can get these all over to 100 views, they're worth doing, they're worth putting out there. I see people listening them to on an Anchor, and this is just the beginning. Like, I couldn't even see where this podcast is going until like 100 episodes. So I mean, we're still at the very, very beginning. I'm just trying new things. I'd like to add this and that, but mostly talk about Transformer stuff, some gaming related topics, some trans stuff here and there, and yeah, just talking about what's going to be happening with the channel in this episode, along with the new Earthrise Transformer stuff. So that's really cool. The reason to get all these videos to 100 views each is after the first 10 get to 100 views, we'll do some giveaways. I'll give away, I think I have some Transformer doubles, maybe some gaming stuff, whatever you guys want. Maybe we should, let me know, should we do a stream giveaway so you kind of have to be there to win? Or should I just post a video and yeah, tell you guys to enter by a certain way, and then maybe just make it a week long, and then I can send everything out right away. But yeah, let me know what you want, and like I said, make sure to take pictures with the stuff once you get it and send it back to me so I can feature you and the present on the podcast. That would be really cool. Besides that, what else? I actually met Grubgun. Now, I've known Grubgun. He has his own channel. He's always in the comments here. I'm sure if you watch the podcast and just listen to it, you've heard me mention Grubgun. Go give him a follow. Yeah, he's awesome. He's from a part of Vancouver, and he wanted to come into Kelowna and around BC and all this stuff. So we were just gonna meet and hit some thrift stores, and yeah. It was funny that he was at his hotel and he saw the EB Games across the street and walked into it, and I happened to be working, so it was really cool to meet him. And then yeah, we next day hung out and we hit up all the pawns. We hit up all the pawn shops I go to. We hit up some of the thrift stores, and then we went to the Keg for dinner. So yeah, it was really cool hang out, and yeah, it's cool to meet someone that likes the channel. A lot of insight from him. We did a huge back and forth on a whole bunch of topics, so that's really cool. So yeah, we went back and forth on a whole bunch of different topics, talking about channels and growth, and you know how it is being a certain way. You know, Grubgun, you know, he's kind of in the questioning zone of who he is. I mean, he's male, but he does a lot of female like things, so he's kind of gender fluid, and he's just owning it. Like I said, he comes in like a rock star, this guy. Like, he's got the glasses, the bag, the everything. So yeah, he's very cool, and we had a fun time. And we would be I wish I filmed it. I still didn't have my full energy, and we didn't even take a picture together, what was stupid. But you know, next time we will. And yeah, it was just kind of random that we didn't film anything or take pictures. That kind of sucks. But next time we'll do a whole like vlog out game hunting and hunting video, take some pictures and stuff. But it's just cool to meet someone that's like been interested in the channel, and you know, go back and forth on content and ideas and where we think we should be and what we want to do. You know, try to experiment. He has a very strong and powerful story as well, Grubgun. He's got a pretty intense story about who he is, obviously going through some stuff and his whole life, like us all, but he has a powerful story. I would definitely say another spectrum to the whole identity crisis, the identity issues or whatever, but yeah, we're all in an identity crisis, aren't we? But yeah, so I'd like to have him on the podcast as well. We're gonna do a couple podcasts. I'll have him maybe guest every other week for a while, or what we can arrange, and talk about some Transformer stuff. He's got some topics he could bring up and talk about. He's very passionate and has some strong feelings on certain subjects, and maybe he can go into his life. Maybe you guys can relate about that. We really found the passion between us on the you know, being who you are and just owning it, not caring what people think. If you're not happy, you know, you don't want to please other people. You don't want to live your life pleasing your family. You know, like most people, like your mom, your dad, your guardian, you want to have their stamp of approval in you, but you don't want to live for them. You don't want to not be gay for them. You don't want to live a certain way or look a certain way, just like how they want you to be. I know a lot of people struggle with that. It's never been my issue, and I'm just a real G, but... But you know, I had different issues. Of course, I hid who I really was for many years from my family. I'm just joking, but yeah, it's like I said, it's a huge thing. Love doing this. I really like doing the podcast as well. But I just wanted to get Grubgun on here and share another experience. You know, just not hearing me here. Even if he doesn't know about some of the Transformer stuff, he can still comment and give his stuff. And we're gonna do some stuff on VHS and memories together, which I am super stoked for, and probably bring up some hard topics again. So that's basically the plan for the next little bit. bit, pump out more videos, Transformers, toy reviews, throw some gaming content in there, check out the streams, the social medias, all that good stuff. Stay up to date with what I'm doing. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well as well. I love hearing from you in the comments. Make sure to get your Q&As in. Make sure to get all the episodes over 100 views so we can do that giveaway. And let me know down in the comments, do you just want me to post a video about the giveaway, or do you want to do a live giveaway? Let me know. Thanks for listening to the walk-in this week. I'm doing pretty good. I didn't add a lot of personal stuff. I'm actually just kind of cruising through and seeing family and working and thinking about the next stuff I want to do. Working on other stuff. YouTube isn't my only thing besides work. I got other things I'm trying to manage as well and start and progress in other areas. So, but I'm all in all, I'm doing all right. I just like to get on track with these podcasts, and lots of good Transformers news, some gaming stuff, and hope you enjoy this week's podcast. Well, there's so much Transformers news right now. A lot of channels dropping it instantly. Sometimes I like to just sit back on it and think about it. And like I said, trying to do this bi-weekly. So, so much stuff has happened though. New York Comic Con 2019 showed War For Cybertron, their next part of the line called Earthrise figure. So we're already basically done, it looks like so far, with the Cybertronian look, which I wondered how long it was going to last when I first heard this news, as well as other people I've heard saying that, they were a little let down, you weren't too into it, you're like, oh, I kind of wanted to see a bit more of the Cybertron line type of thing, I don't know, but as time goes on, it kind of grows on you, because now they're going for so G1. My cat is crazy. Shh. So the first two I'd like to talk about was for the Earthrise was the first announcement from New York Comic Con with the new Optimus Prime that comes with the trailer and Grapple. We haven't seen a G1 style toy, generation style toy of Grapple, I don't think, ever. And like I said, I was a little let down at first. I was like, oh, I kind of missed the old look, I kind of missed the Cybertron stuff. I wanted to see what else they were going to do. But as we've seen stuff like Astro Train, he's kind of like the transition point, because obviously Astro Train isn't a Cybertronian transformation. And that's what was coming out at the end of that line. And now we're going straight into G1 generation style stuff. This new Optimus looks pretty good. The head sculpt, I kind of prefer the other head sculpt on the other one, but this one's kind of cool too with the yellow eyes. And he comes with a shield and his trailer and his new gun. It doesn't look like his normal gun. Maybe it was one of his extra guns he came with, but I don't know. It looks alright. He looks ready to fight. He looks pretty tough. The trailer actually opens up, shows Prime getting worked on, and he can kind of lay down in a kind of medical bay type thing, or get repairs done on him. But the truck mode, it kind of looks sick. I hear a lot of people saying they regret buying the other one, but whatever, I'll buy both. I don't have a ton of Primes. I'm not one of those people with tons of Primes, as I loved Optimus Prime as a kid and always loved them. I'm more of a Decepticon fan at the end of the day. My mom really likes Optimus Prime. I still love Prime. He's, I try to take his personality traits into mine, just be real and be there for people and stuff. But this alt mode looks pretty good. I do like the trailer. I'd like to see what it looks like in person, but all in all, I dig it. And of course, then we have Grapple, whose Grapple's robot mode looks so G1. It's kind of different than seeing him first than Inferno, like the Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper. We're getting Cliff Jumper first instead of Bumblebee, so a little different things they're doing, but it looks really good. And this robot mode on Grapple looks awesome. He has the grapple hand, and he has his gun, and it's super G1, but in the new look. And I hear a lot of people saying already that this line is going to be the budget line for Masterpiece. There's a lot of channels saying that now, and I see what they're saying. I noticed it too with Sideswipe, the Sideswipe figure, because I have a G2 Masterpiece Sideswipe figure, and just how close those two molds are is really interesting. Oh, my phone's, this is it. Cats are yelling at me, phones are going off, I'm not prepared, but the Sideswipe mold and the Masterpiece Sideswipe mold, And yeah, a lot of similarities. And yeah, I don't know, I like kind of both, because these figures, you can, the Siege line and all that, the Generations line, the Chug line, as some call it, these lines, they're a bit more, you can play with them a bit more, you're not too worried about breaking them, they're not as fragile, you can just kind of pose them out or admire them or do a review on them, and they're just fun. You hunt them down in the stores. Like the stores I have here, we don't have a lot of place for masterpiece figure line, so you're just out there kind of like for the hunt. And the Transformer hunt is fun. It's a little tougher these days. There's so many places with exclusive figures, so you got to make the connections, and yeah, if you were and all that, so that kind of takes the fun of out of it. I mean, there was some other guys released in this line, some more mini bots. And of course, there's some new mini masters and kind of guys that turn into, like they used to have in the old lines, where they turn into bases and stuff like that. And they also turn into, they have robot modes, these like old base modes. Now they have robot modes. But I don't know, those guys, they look cool. I'll maybe talk about them later. I'm just kind of focusing on the main ones, the main stuff that I like, that I've seen lately coming out. And yeah, give you my take on that. So. Well, the other news release with Transformers War for Cybertron, Earthrise. Now we got Hoist, Cliff Jumper, Wheeljack, and Starscream. There's a couple others in there as well, but I'm just talking about those guys right now. And yeah, they're the ones I have the most connection to. And these figures right off the bat look pretty interesting. I am pretty amazed. I'm like, wow, this is happening. But yeah, let's go to Hoist. Hoist, his alt mode I'm going to start off with, because I've seen his alt mode so much at re-releases in stores and all that. I never really bought it, never was really interested. My friend had it back in grade 5 and 6. He had this figure. Yeah, I didn't really care for it. It was just a green Autobot truck. I didn't really care about the trucks, and yeah, I'm not the hugest Autobot fan, but I can say right now, looking at this mold, I do like it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually do like the green on it. And yeah, it brings me back to G1. Like, when's the last time we've seen a Hoist? I mean, there is a Hoist, Generations Hoist, but nothing like this. This does resemble masterpiece figures and stuff I've seen of it. So yeah, its robot mode looks so good too. Yeah, his legs look a little scrawny, but this is a rendered picture, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But his head mold, yeah, it's kind of adorable, actually, in his little robot mold. And yeah, he has the junk hanging off of him, but I think that's pretty accurate to the shows and all that stuff. But I really like the orange and the green and how it pops. And yeah, it's not bad for an Autobot, and yeah, how G1 it is. I'm going to support this figure. I will be picking this up, and yeah, build my G1 Earthrise now line. So I can't believe it. We already switched over to Earthrise. We're abandoning, it looks like we're abandoning the Cybertron modes, Cybertron alt modes. I guess it's just what it is. That's what they want to do. Maybe they think this would be more popular. I'm not sure. Yeah, I kind of like some of the Cybertron thing. Like I said, I'm warming up to this, but I kind of still wanted to see some more Cybertronian stuff. And I know people are just worried. They're like, are they going to sell us all the Seekers again? Are they going to sell us all the same vehicles again? Optimus Primes again? 100 100 Optimus Primes? No, that's... Are they going to keep selling the same stuff? I hope not. I'm not sure 100%. Some people think they are. Some people think they aren't. I'm kind of like, hawing. They're always selling us the same figures anyways, but you never know. But it is a little crazy. We'll see where it goes. And yeah, I look forward to it. Like I said, this Hoist looks pretty nice. Yeah, the G1 toy kind of always looked a little off. I mean, some G1s, like of the Autobots and vehicle modes, kind of were a little not as appealing to me as a kid, but and yeah, Wheeljack's alt mode right off the bat. This looks like the masterpiece figure. It reminds me of the masterpiece figure. I just got the new masterpiece figure that's anime color correct type thing, and yeah, it looks really good. And yeah, I heard so many people thinking like, we're gonna get Wheeljack, but we're gonna get him in his van mode, his Cybertronian like van mode or whatever, but we didn't. Maybe some people will be upset about that, maybe not. Yeah, but like I said, I've heard people say, like I've been listening to people saying that this is, just another cheaper masterpiece line, and it kind of really is, especially when you see this Wheeljack's alt mode. But it is a cool alt mode. Looking forward to a new Wheeljack. I love Wheeljack. He is one of my favorite Transformers. He always was one of my favorite Autobots. I don't mention him enough. I always forget about him when I was put on the spot, but I always loved Wheeljack as a kid. I liked how his little ears and his mouth lit up when he talked. He was very cute, and I just wanted to grab him and hug him and hold him and be with him forever. But my mom wouldn't let me go at 5, so I don't know what happened to Wheeljack, but but yeah, I miss yeah, I love the old Wheeljack from the cartoon. He always had a soft spot with me, he still does today. And this alt mode, like, this looks so much like the Masterpiece figure. It looks great though. I mean, just, yeah, I'm so impressed by that Masterpiece figure, and I'm impressed by the rendering of this figure. I'd love to get this figure. Definitely a day one buy for me. I'll be hunting or tracking this down immediately because it looks so good. Wow, I am so hyped on it. Out of all of them, we're getting another Starscream, we're getting another Optimus Prime, we're getting a Hoist, and all that. But this is the Autobot I want. We're getting at Cliffjumper, but this is the Autobot I want, is Wheeljack. He's always liked him. He was the creative type, he was a mechanic, or, kind of like the science expert. He created the Dinobots, basically, and yeah, he's just one of the top dogs. He's one of my favorite Autobots. Like I said, I never give him enough credit. And yeah, the Generations toy, the Combiner Wars Wheeljack, I guess it is, that's really good too. And I know people like that Generations Wheeljack as well. People love their Generations figures. So, but I think this is different. I think you could have those Generations more at the round edges, and you can have your Earthrise figures as well, because they're kind of more blocky, more G1-esque, more Masterpiece-esque. And yeah, this Wheeljack, they did a great job. Day one buy for Shizzle, my pistol. Now the Cliffjumper, I'm really happy we're getting a Cliffjumper. It's cool that he comes with the gun. He used it like in the early episodes, the first episodes on G1, so that's really cool. That's authentic. I like him. He doesn't look like I know some people say sometimes these figures look a little pregnant, like the Masterpiece Bumblebees and the Ironhides and stuff, with the kind of that front part on them like that. But this one looks pretty good. I'm not sure. It's just the rendered picture, not 100% sure if it's gonna be too big in the front or too blocky. But this actually looks good, and we're getting it before the Bumblebee. If we're even getting a Bumblebee's just out there with so many other toys anyway, so maybe they're just kind of cutting back and giving us this cool Cliffjumper. It's a different way to go, but it's classic. Like, people liked Cliffjumper. We got to see him for a second in Transformers the Bumblebee movie, which was really cool. And yeah, right here, I really, the feet always are a bit big and bulky in the chest, but the head sculpt looks great. It looks like, it really reminds me of G1 Cliffjumper in the show. And yeah, it's a cool size figure to get as Cliffjumper. It's really cool to get this deluxe class Cliffjumper, It's cool because, like, we don't always get Cliffjumper ever. We always get Bumblebees. It's just a Bumblebee mold that's made into a Cliffjumper, so that's kind of repetitive. But hey, I would pick this guy up for Shizzle. Yeah, he looks really good. His alt mode, he's got this big gun on the car. His alt mode looks pretty good. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not a huge car person. I only like specific cars and stuff. That's why I've never been too much into the Autobots, but car mode looks decent enough, and of course they have this big attachment gun on there that looks a little silly, but all in all, yeah, it's probably a pretty good figure. And if you're a Cliffjumper fan, I bet you're super stoked to have something like this, because yeah, I don't mind it. Like I said, it's nice to see something like this instead of just another Bumblebee. It's cool they went with Cliffjumper. The head sculpt looks good. When we get some actual product shots, then I can give my full opinion. But yeah, I look forward to this Cliffjumper as well. Yeah, from these releases, last but not least, talk about Starscream. Start off with the alt mode, as it is the most changed. So the alt mode, yeah, this jet actually looks pretty decent. I really like the Tetra Jets. We didn't get an official Hasbro Tetra Jet really before, so I like the Tetra Jets. This jet though does look pretty baller. I really like it. Does really resemble the G1 show to a T. I mean, there is definitely some differences, and the figure has a lot of lines on it, but I like these ones because they don't really have the battle damage on them. I have seen a little bit on, like, a little wear on, like, on Hoist or whatever. There's a little wear on his chest and some figures like that, but this one looks pretty clean. This jet mode Yeah, I like that jet mode. I like how the blue has like at the end, at the back, its little like fins or whatever at the top are blue, and yeah, it looks pretty G1. Yeah, like I said, this is just rendered images, but once we get the real images, we can gush over them as well. And the robot mode, which yeah, looks good. Like it really resembles G1. Yeah, it's it's Starscream. I know people are probably upset they don't want to buy Skywarp and Thundercracker and Nova Storm and the whole gang over and over again, but maybe they'll just do a Starscream, Optimus, some of the major players, and then they'll throw in some other guys as well. Like let's get the Coneheads. I am a super Conehead fan. I love me some Coneheads. Ice cream, baby, but I love me Coneheads. I love me Comens. But yeah, no, I love the Coneheads, and this Starscream, like I said, this is a rendered thing, but this looks good. His feet look pretty good, not too skinny in the legs. His arms look good. Nice head sculpt. The colors pop, even more so of G1. And yeah, it reminds me of obviously of the Tetrajet mold in the robot mode. But hey, I'm excited to see. I definitely like the feet. Blue's like very Starscream G1 TV show like. So yeah, I'm happy. What do I think? I'm happy with this line. I guess I'm happy. I thought we were gonna go like another round of Cybertron stuff before we went to before we went to an Earth mode style, if we were ever going there. I wasn't sure what was really happening with the line, but I guess they tested it out. Maybe they'll do mostly alt modes. Maybe we'll get a couple more Cybertronian figures tossed in with this Earthrise stuff, not like a ton, but they'll throw in the odd one. That'd be cool. You never know. Yeah, but overall, the New York Comic Con announcements were big. Yeah, they happened last week. I'm talking about them this week, but yeah, I just, the podcast, I like doing this. I have more stuff planned, more ideas. Gonna have some guests and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just been a little crazy. And like I said, I'm not trying to get this out like immediately. It'd be cool to maybe get some clips out down the road when I have more time, earlier and stuff, and a little preview of the podcast. But yeah, just get this out every 2 weeks or so when I can, and yeah, keep it up. And yeah, it seems like it's doing good. I like to talk about all these Transformers. I like to talk about whatever else we want to get into from the Q&A part. Bring up some other news, talk about some retro stuff, some VHS stuff, and all that good stuff. I'm here to be a nostalgia. I'm here to reminisce in the nostalgia and all that good stuff. I love this stuff. And these figures and collecting stuff, I know it's just plastic at the end of the day, but it is fun. And if you get joy from it, it's not an addiction, you're not going into debt over it, then I say collect. And yeah, you don't have a spouse that's yelling at me or whatever. I hear that all the time. My wife, at my work, someone had to return all their Star Wars figures because they spent their wife's money on them. And it's just like, buddy, but if you have your own money and yeah, you're paying your bills, you're living your life, then indulge, collect something, just don't let it take over and all that good stuff. I don't know why I'm rambling totally about that. I'm super stoked on this Earthrise War for Cybertron line. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on these guys, looking forward to seeing other molds and all that good stuff. Hopefully when we won't get a million exclusive figures, even though we probably will, but alright. Next Transformers topic. Well, I'd like to bring up the Generation Select Smokescreen and Hot Shot. I actually just got my Smokescreen. The review will be up pretty soon, actually, on the channel as well. So watch out for the Smokescreen review. It's just more of an unboxing and a quick review, but still, it'll be there. And then, yeah, Hot Shot. I used to have a Hot Shot figure from back in the day in the early 2000s. Ended up selling him off with some Beast Wars figures and a couple other Transformers, which I should have never have sold, but I just did. It was in a rough place in my mind, and I was like, I don't need this stuff, and yeah, now look at me. It's when I kind of decided just to keep my G1 stuff and kind of get rid of some of my other stuff, and I kind of grew out of Beast Wars. I like Beast Wars as a show, but I just, the toys, I just had them, just like, put away, and I know some of them are worth more now, but I didn't really care. I like Beast Wars, like I said, the show's great, but kind of just not feeling it for the most part. But yeah, Beast Wars is great though, and those Masterpiece figures look pretty sick as well, but I prefer vehicle Transformers overall. But yeah, okay, Smokescreen, yeah, and yes, Hot Shot. Hotshot is, of course, is just a Hound repaint. Hotshot is obviously just a Hound repaint and a little bit of a remold, you know, different head sculpt and stuff. But his robot mode looks cooler. I kind of like him. Definitely like the colors more than Hound. I know there's a lot of Hound fans out there, but yeah, he's got the yellow on the head. He's a Jeep. He's a Transformer Jeep. He has the same alt mode and same robot mode basically as Hound, you know, Cybertronian Jeep type vehicle. But yeah, he's cool. I liked him back in the day in the early 2000s. Thought he was a pretty cool character. They didn't have people like Hot Rod and stuff and Bumblebee back then, so we had characters like this filling the spot. But I'm glad I wish maybe I'll be able to find that guy at EB Games as well. I'm not sure. I have a friend looking out for me as well in Vancouver for these figures, but it is a bit of hit and miss, and you kind of have to see which ones you want to get or who you can get. Yeah, I just got my Smokescreen. I actually just opened him up, and yeah, I just unboxed him. Got to shoot the inserts parts, but yeah, it was a quick little just unboxing, a gush about the figure, and he looks good. I like the head sculpt. Like I've said, I'm not the biggest fan of some of these guys as a kid, these you know, Autobots, but I actually really do dig them now. And yeah, I like how they look pretty much like a Masterpiece wannabe or a G1 style G1 show, pretty accurate to the show type of character build. So that's really cool. I like what they're doing with this line. Kind of sad, like I said a few times now, that we're going back to you know, not having some Cybertron stuff. We're going right back to Earthrise with Earth vehicles, but hey, maybe it was time. Maybe they just want to test the waters. Maybe we'll still get some Cybertronian guys down the line. But obviously his car mode is a Cybertronian mode, which isn't that bad, and you can put the guns on it and all that, and it is sleek little transformation. I just transformed it. It's basically like a Prowl type of transformation, but yeah, you can just basically yeah, he just folds all nicely, click all the tabs in, and yeah, I got him in my hand right now. You can hear that. He's sleek. I like the blue. He's some sort of like sports car, and yeah, you got to put the guns on him. He looks really cool, but yeah, he feels cool. He is actually very sleek. The transformation really closes up really nice too. So yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, generation selects. You might have to pay a bit more for these guys. You might have to hunt a bit more from these guys. If you did get yours from EB Games, if you're in Canada, if they had it at GameStop as well. Not 100% sure about Hotshot and where I can get him yet, but I will be getting him. I'll definitely unbox him, and yeah, lots of Transformer unboxings coming up on the channel, lots of Transformer content on the channel as per usual. But yeah, both these figures look really nice. Just wanted to gush about them again. Like I said, I'll be reviewing I'll be reviewing both of them once I get them, but the Smokescreen is already in the mix, y'all. Alright, I also wanted to mention from the Earthrise actually was the new packaging Starscream and Grapple have been seen in. So that's really interesting. Yeah, check out the new packaging. It's the same kind of, what do they call it? A trapezoidal box of that's the siege figures are like in a trappa. It's a trapezoid. It's a trap. It's a trapezoid style box, though. It really is. If you can take that serious. But yeah. So the Starscream looks. I like the color on it. It seems more bright. The other one was like more dark and purples. This has like teal and green. Has Starscream on robot mode for the side art, and yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this Earthrise. There's a little tints of orange in there too, so that's really cool. The orange really makes it pop and looks really good. Yeah, these are Voyager figures. The Starscream right off the bat looks pretty G1, like I've said before. His little feet look snug in there. The box really looks good. It just says Starscream. There's some Cybertronian. Maybe that's a Starscream as well. But yeah, I will be getting him. Would I want to buy all the Seekers all over again? I mean, no, but would I? Probably. I do like my Seekers, and I don't have my old 2000 like Chug figures anymore, so it's like meh. But yeah, all, you know, so I wouldn't mind. I'm so stoked. They better do the Coneheads. Do the Coneheads. If they do the Coneheads, those will be first day buy. Do as many Coneheads as you want. Some new Conehead colors. I don't know. Let's see some neon Coneheads, but yeah, maybe not the same neon colors we got. Maybe like some other colors. I don't know. Try something new. But also Grapple, so we're going to check out Grapple in his Voyager class box. He looks good. I had Inferno as a kid, G2 Inferno, not G1 Inferno. My mom bought me it at London Drugs. And yeah, I was really happy with it. I took it to a friend's house. I remember, yeah, I shouldn't have sold that stuff off, especially some of the stuff that was like dear to my heart. But it's just toys, I guess. But yeah, it was just I had it, and yeah, I really like it. And this is, there's always a grapple, the same type of mold as Inferno, but we saw Inferno more in the show. Only grapple once, if I'm correctly. But yeah, grapple, he looks good. I like his little head sculpt, the box. There's the grapple. It's a grapple and robot mode on the side of the box, again with the green and the neon, and yeah, a little hint of orange, and he is orange, and wow, it really works. Like, yeah, it pops. These look even better than the siege boxes, I'd say. I mean, they're a little bit more fun. They're a bit more like under the ocean, under the sea, where I can be, where life is free. But yeah, day one buy for these guys. I'm so stoked. These trapezoidal boxes look pretty cool, though I must say the packaging is spot on, and I am ready for this next the next wave, the next line of this 3-part trilogy. So, War for Cybertron, here we go. Well, I've had some time with my Switch Lite, and like I said in that unboxing video, if you haven't seen my unboxing video, I'll leave the link at the end of this video, so go check it out. But yeah, I got my Switch Lite. I said, I unboxed it. I enjoyed the feel of it and how it looked, and yeah, now I'd like to just talk a little bit about it on the podcast. Now, yeah, if you don't care about playing it on your TV and stuff like that, if you don't want to play your Switch on your TV, or you just want to, have it on the go, yeah, the Switch Lite is pretty good. The worst thing about it, though, is the battery life. Doesn't have the new battery like the new the new regular Switch that's out. So that's the thing with it. I mean, the Switch, it's always been a battery life problem, and yeah, the Switch Lite, it goes pretty quickly. Like, I was surprised at how quick it drained and went to 0. So unless you can have somewhere to charge it while you're out, or bring an extra battery, then okay. But and it depends what you're playing too. But if I was just playing like Center and Kagra Pinball, and it drained pretty fast. And that game's not too heavily on, it's good enough graphics, but it's not like Breath of the Wild or something where it's just like sucking the battery dry. But all in all, yeah, I like it because I can just leave my other Switch at home now, and yeah, I don't worry about it. It's a little bulky, so, and the Joy-Cons, like on all the regular Switches, are a little loose when you're like carrying it around. I mean, you have it in a case as well, but I just find the Switch Lite just a little more compact and a little bit more in the portable side. And yeah, I take it to work, and before I go into work, I'll play it, or on my break or something. Just get a feel for a game and just enjoy it. And yeah, like I said, I like how it feels in my hands. It can cramp your hands a little bit more, I've noticed. But maybe it's just my hands getting used to that smaller size. I think the teal one looks nice. The gray one looks pretty good as well. I'm not a fan of the yellow one. I wish you had some more color ones. And yeah, I do like that new Pokemon. I say Pokemon like your mother, but yeah, I like that new Pokemon one as well. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, it sucks that the Joy-Cons don't come off, and like I said at my work, I have seen about 5 come back already with Joy-Con drift, so make sure you have those warranties. And I'm sure if it's Joy-Con drift related, even if you run past your warranty time, I'm sure Nintendo would send you another one, because that Joy-Con drift, there's nothing you can do about it. If it just starts drifting, you can't take the Joy-Cons off, they're built right on there, so that part sucks. But it truly is a budget system. If you don't want to spend in Canada it's $399.99 for the new regular version of the Switch, the portable plus the one that goes to your TV, and then it's $259 Canadian for the the budget Switch. I know that goes down to $200 in the States, so you are saving quite a bit of money in a way. But not putting it on your TV sucks, and we have no idea in the future if they're going to be putting it on the TV, if there's going to be an adapter, if someone's going to hack it, so we don't know yet. But all in all, though, I do like the feel of the little Switch. Like I said, it's fun. It's for on the go. If you had a 2DS XL and stuff like that, and you were just good with that, and you played, your console like PS4 or computer or Xbox type of stuff on your screens, then yeah, this might be the little filler you need to get your hands wet with some Nintendo stuff. I've seen that at work. A few people are like, well, I usually just play my PS4 and my Xbox, but I wouldn't mind trying some of these Nintendo games on the go, and some of these Nintendo games just on a littler screen. I'm like, try it out, see if you like it. Good way to get into the Switch. You could always trade it in or sell that Switch and get a new Switch down the road. So that's really cool as well. The biggest things against it that I found is cramps your hands just a tiny bit, especially if you had big, huge hands, I can imagine. And battery life. The battery life is atrocious, actually, on the Switch Lite. I was playing it and it was like halfway through and I was not even playing it very long. I didn't even leave my house yet. I was like, holy moly, that kind of sucks. But as long as you have the cables, as long as you can find a place to charge it, sure. But just keep that in mind that the battery life on the Switch Lite is very light. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Pokemon Sword and Shield. The Sword and Shield, like the artwork for Sword and Shield, kind of throws me off. I'm kind of like humming and hawing over it. But you know what? It is a main title Pokemon game that you can play on the go, play on your TV if you have the regular Switch. So I'm very interested in it. But all in all, yeah, if you have a Switch, you probably don't need a Switch Lite. If you have a family though, and your family's always on the Switch, and you just want to be on the couch playing on a Switch Lite while your kids play on the TV or in handheld mode, I could see that as well. We got a lot of parents saying like, my kids won't ever let me use their Switch, so I got a Switch Lite and now I can play with them or play by myself or play a different game while they're playing a game. So that all seems to work out as well. Yeah, we'll see where this all goes. We finally got that PS4 announcement, that Xbox announcement for next year. So we'll see how much longer the Switch is around and what they're gonna do, and if they're gonna come out with a Pro and blah 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 blah. But I'm interested. I think the Switch has pretty good games. It's not my favorite system of all time. But I don't mind some of the games that they've had on it, and it seems a return to form for some of their better games. Like the Mario Kart is a blast. Breath of the Wild, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it anyways, I can see mechanics that they've added in parts of Breath of the Wild that are ingenious. Just, the dungeons, and just feels like there's not enough enemies to ever fight and blah blah blah. But all in all, the Switch, if you just want to see what it's like, budget system, go for it. If you already have the Switch, you probably don't need it unless you have a family or something like that. And I wish they had more colors, but hey, what can you do? Maybe they'll bring out that purple we all want and all that stuff, so that'd be really cool. But yeah, that's about it. I'm enjoying it. I'll let you know down the road if I ever get any drift or any other issues for Shizzle my pistol. Alright, I talked about this a little bit before, about just collecting and hoarding and stuff, and I'd like to make a couple different actual videos on this. This is kind of like the precursor, the insight. This is off the cuff, just the podcast style stuff, but thought I'd mention it here as well. In the new year, you know what, I love collecting. Did I get into it, early 2000s and stuff, and soft collected here and there. And then when me and my ex finally broke up, I did use it as a form of therapy, I guess, like retail therapy, and I liked collecting. I was watching James and Pat and NS Punk and all the retro channels, and it really inspired me to get back into it and start collecting. And at the time, I wasn't going to do a channel yet or anything. I was just kind of like, into it, and it did inspire me to get into it and do a gaming channel. But mostly before that, I was on Twitch first, and I had a lot of success on Twitch. I mean, I got DDoSed or whatever. That sucked. People ripped my IP. People I trusted, let into my Xbox party, and they got my IP, and then it all went downhill from there. But it sucked because, I think I was growing a lot faster on Twitch. It was like 8 months to a year, and I had like 1,200, 1,300 subscribers, and yeah, it's not always about that, but it was nice to see, like, you playing a game, you're putting some effort in, and you're seeing the channel grow. But the thing I don't like about Twitch is, I'd rather, playing a game is fun and it's cool and all that, but it's fun to chat with people live and play a game. I get all that, and play with people. That it's interactive, it's fun. But it's just like, for me, it's like also the film side of me. Even though I'm not making like great stuff now, I'm just still making like unboxings and light reviews. But I like being with the camera. I like taking shots and all that. That's why I do like YouTube. I know it's a slower growth for a lot of people. I know it's hard to break in on YouTube. Even hitting 1,000 is pretty tough nowadays. So I'm just happy I made it there. And I'd like to see the channel grow. I really would like to see 1,500 subscribers before the end of the year. That would really inspire me to like take it up a notch. And yeah, Twitch definitely has a lot more trolls and kind of that area, like, real trolling where people are just taking, you're trans, I hate you type of stuff. You get that once in a while on YouTube, but I find it's like, someone has to put more effort in. They post a comment, you see it days later. you see the YouTube comment days later, so it doesn't really affect you, and you know it's coming from a negative place. I'm not talking about actual criticism too. I don't care, say this and that about the video's wrong. That's cool, but I mean, like, if you're just like, oh, you're trans, I hate you, you should be dead, blah blah blah. So it's like, oh, okay, this is all about that. But yeah, that. But I like YouTube in the fact that it is a bit more less stressful in that way, and you can just make videos of other things. Like, maybe I should open up, do some more trans stuff, bring back the trans vlogging stuff, and try different things on the channel, but definitely keep the gaming, keep the toy stuff, because I'm always going to be collecting Transformers and figures and stuff, and just do more of that. And with YouTube changing their stuff on kids and toy channels in the future, even though I don't think this channel will be affected, as this is a nostalgia channel, not geared towards kids. It's like you could watch it while your kid's in the room, my channel, but it's for the older adults and stuff like that. But we'll see where it all goes. And yeah, I'd like to stream more on YouTube, just hangout streams on YouTube and other platforms. I'm almost at 10,000 followers on Instagram. So I know, like, it's weird that I see it on Instagram, on Twitch I was moving quicker. It's just Twitter and YouTube, not so much for me. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. The people that are here to support me enjoy it, and I see like lots of the same people always in the comments, and people inspire me. So I'm here. I like YouTube. I just, yeah, be cool to grow a bit more, and see where it all goes. But maybe some more vlog stuff, maybe some more this and that mixed in with the toy and gaming stuff. I know for me, I'm doing the podcast as well. I'm always trying new things. I'm not going to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. I'm not insane. Well, I'm totally crazy, but I'm not insane. But I was going to get into the collecting part of it, so I'm going to kind of revamp everything, where I am. I'm going to redo some of the shelves. Like I said, I got into this when I saw James and all these other people collecting with the big shelves, RGT85 back in the day. But he was really kind to me, and yeah, I was part of his Patreon stuff, still am, but he's a nice guy, and he always inspired me as well. And yeah, people like that, Yeah, I don't know, like I said, it's with my ex leaving, and I kind of, went out every day. I'm pretty known in the community in my town now for collecting. Like, people call me up, yo, I got this for you, would you want to pick it up? It's for you first. And that's cool. I still want to collect. I'm not selling any of my games off, not at all. I'm just in an apartment right now. Me and my sister had a bigger place in our other apartment. The apartment I'm in now is small, but I'm saving money. I'm really wanting to move things along in the next 3 or 4 years. Definitely thinking about some sort of house, like an actual house. And then I could put my gaming collection in a basement or something, and my toy collection up here and there and whatever, right? And yeah, I'd like to focus more. I love collecting for GameCube, NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1. Those are some of my highlights. And maybe especially Sega Genesis and PS1 I'll keep out. I'm going to put some of just the garbage that's behind me away, and I can actually put up some of my Transformer figures for you guys to see instead of just having them, cluttered around the house. What is collecting, what is hoarding, like I said, I wouldn't mind doing some separate videos on that and just kind of going into that, but I'd like to revamp stuff around here as well. I got one trans homie on Instagram. She's really cool. She's doing some new artwork for the channel, so once that is done and I get someone to help me with the Photoshop part of that, and yeah, revamp, a little different new image. I'm feeling not better from those taking off. I feel better than when I was on the meds, but I'm still recovering from the heavy antidepressants, so I'm just kind of out of it still. Don't have my full energy, but I feel like I just, if I can get even 85-95% feeling better, I can just kill it. I have homies in Vancouver that have said, I can get you to help you get deals on hotels. You can come to more conventions, film at conventions, meet more people, build the channel, build my content. That inspires me so much. I think about that every day. I just want to feel healthier and expand the content. At the end of the day, is this channel really about gaming or toys? No, it's about being yourself and accepting yourself for you. Don't care what other people think. People will never agree with all this stuff. Even me, it's hard for me to understand some of the stuff that's going on in this world today. And, you know what? I try, as long as no one's getting hurt at the end of the day, I try to accept it. I try to learn about it. It's hard when people tell me they're animals and they're this and that. But, as long as no one's getting hurt, play ball, I guess. I'll try my best to be courteous and kind to you, and I respect that, and I kind of want that back, when I respect people when they come into my shop, and I'm just like, I'm respectful to them, and they kind of say something rude to me. I'm like, what's the point? Why are you trying to get off on this? Like, why are you trying to say something negative towards me just because, like, you don't believe in how I'm living? I bet you want to be trans. I bet you want to be gay. I bet you want to be something that you're not. You're hating on me for being my true self? Get out of here, son. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. This channel is about just being you. And did I get away from that in some ways? I tried to promote. I know, like, my fan base is mostly men. It's because, I'm kind of misogynistic in some ways. But I grew up in the 90s. I'm a 90s kid. So, and it's all for fun. It's all for a joke. Don't get so riled up. I miss the days when we could make fun of everyone and no one felt that it was an attack. If you know what I mean, like, be lighthearted. Try to have some levity to everything, and that's what I just, those pills really messed me up. The last year for this channel, I struggled to put videos out. If it doesn't look like it, I'm putting that face on. I'm just trying to entertain people and try to have some faith in myself to feel better, some faith that I will come through, and I didn't stop the channel, and I continue to make videos at my lowest point mental health wise. And you know what, maybe from here on out for the next year, next year it'll get better. That's what I'm hoping. I'm feeling a bit better all the time, but it's a slow process, and I just like to get back to being happy, being inspired, inspiring people to be themselves. I'd like to get back to that. I just, like I said, turn it up a notch, go to conventions, move some stuff around, put all these Wii games that are complete junk. I like collecting junk, don't get me wrong. I like the junky Wii games, but I'm just going to box some of it up and store it in closets and store it here and there, and you know what I mean, have the bangers out, have some of the good stuff out. Then maybe I'm digging through these shelves looking for, like, Turtles in Time, and like digging through all my NES games. And sure, you can have it all on the shelf alphabetically and all that good stuff, but sometimes when you're putting games in front of games and then you're digging through, it gets messed up, and then you can't find what you like. I can't find, is this a playable collection? No, this is borderline hoarding for shizzle. I know that. I've always known that. It's okay, because I like to have it one day displayed nicely, have a full Genesis set, maybe maybe not Genesis set, but have maybe a full GameCube set that's actually realistic, stuff like that. I'd like to display that in my house one day, and I feel like I do like that part of it. But there's some things like, weed some stuff out, get the good games out. Maybe I can play more games again. People have recommended, I can't remember the name of it right now, but other gaming streaming platforms. So maybe I'll move into that. Maybe I'll try Twitch again a little more. Maybe I'll stream on YouTube, not gaming wise, but just stream hangout streams and stuff like that. That's where I'd really like to see everything go. So a little revamp on some logos, revamp on the room, bringing more stuff to the channel. Would you guys want to see some more like just vlogging type videos, me going places or just being myself and just, living the trans life? Would you like that added in? That won't cut down on the Transformers or unboxing videos. Would you like to see that? And then once I have more of a playable collection, a collection I can actually find the games I'm looking for in, I can actually do some more gaming breakdown videos and some more gaming videos and stream some games and just hang out with you guys. That'd be really fun. That's where I'd like to see this all go. I see myself on other platforms growing, and it inspires me, though. It gets my blood going, because I want to be not hugely successful on YouTube. Like I said, if I had 10,000 subscribers, I would feel like, okay, I've done it. It's somewhat worth it the time I put in. It is worth it the time I put in, and I have enough people to kind of interact with and make new content and see the views and see things going, it's not about all that, but it's nice to see growth. It's nice to see meeting new people, inspire them to be themselves, inspire, stuff like that, just stuff like that. I know I'm kind of all over the place with this, but, like I said, I'd like to kind of get my collection into a more playable collection, collection, plus yeah, have some of my Transformers out, some of my other figures, and just kind of change things up for the new year, get some new logo stuff going finally. And yeah, as we hit that 1500 and then into that 2000s subscriber area, that would be really successful. I would really enjoy that, and that's what I'm kind of aiming at for the next year, you know what I mean? Get into the new year, hopefully working towards that 15 or already hitting 1500 subscribers, and then yeah, just kind of rolling into seeing how, you know, get to 2000. Little benchmarks, little things. It's nice to hit little benchmarks, see the channel grow, meet new people. There's a lot of new people on here that are like, I really like the content, please don't stop. So I know there is a place for me on this platform and this channel. And yeah, when you're just not making clickbait videos, like it's all about the clickbait stuff nowadays and the quick this and that. And you know, when you're doing a more real, relaxed, yourself type of channel, you kind of get pushed to the side in the algorithms right now, but at least you're trying to be upfront and transparent and as real as plausible. That's kind of my whole thing, you know. And just see where things go, and yeah, expand the social medias I'll be posting on. Make sure to follow me on all the social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr. You know, I'm always posting on there. You can kind of see stuff that I'm taking pictures of that I'm going to be reviewing really soon, and stay up to date. And yeah, and feel free to always reach out to me on those platforms. I try to answer everybody as quickly as possible, especially if you're just asking me something like normal. If you're saying all this like really heavy hitting on me stuff, it's kind of like I don't know, but I'm just here to entertain, make friends, and yeah, I'd like to hit some cons up and see some of you guys. I'd like to you know, expand more in many ways, get the collection down to a playable, get some new just a new setup, a new look, and feeling fresh for 2020, because I feel like 2020 could be a huge year for a lot of things, not just me, obviously, like, you know, in general. You know, we'll get the new consoles out at the end of next year, and wow, it's like we're in a little transition period with all of that, so I look forward to all that. This is a bit rambly, but just like to add this in, you know, where I'm at with collecting, with the channel, where things are headed, where I'd like to be, and all that good stuff. But thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for everyone who supports me here. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, just leave some comments down below. Don't forget to do those Q&As. And yeah, we'll wrap this podcast up pretty soon. All right, well, that about does it. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Remember to subscribe, comment, get your Q&A questions in, get those videos all over 100 views, and we'll do a nice, fun giveaway for everyone. And yeah, thanks for listening. Touch on some more gaming stuff, new videos out all the time, some Transformers unboxings, a whole bunch of stuff in the works. Like I said, revamping, getting some stuff ready for next year, and a whole bunch of fun stuff. We're here to have fun, we're here to collect, and we're here to, like, you know, enjoy the stuff we collect, and yeah, maybe touch on some other stuff next year. See how things get going, and yeah, thank you as always. You know, I do appreciate everyone that comments. I had lots of fun with Grub Gun when he came into town, and all that good stuff. So thank you for being here. Thanks for listening, and yeah, stay strong, stay safe, stay positive, and yeah, this dolphin will catch you on the flip side, y'all.